Welcome back to Boring Gear Reviews. This week we have the Freqscene Effects Ohm Bender. Thanks so much to Freqscene Effects for sending me the Ohm Bender. So here we have their take on the classic Mk1.5 Tone Bender circuit. This thing sounds so killer, and it goes anywhere from like light, gain, overdrive, breakup to distortion, and then like full out fuzz. For controls, we have level, that will control the overall output of the pedal while it's on. Next up, we have attack, and you can think of this like your fuzz or distortion control. On the bottom right, we have frequency, which is like your EQ knob. And then lastly, we have pre, and this is controlled with a knob and a foot switch. So what this is gonna do is essentially attenuate the input volume or input strength of your guitar. So you can think of this like when you roll the volume back on your guitar and a distortion or fuzz cleans up. This will do that with the knob and pedal. Brilliant. So if I have like a super gnarly fuzz on top, I can roll this pre-switch back so that way when I engage with that foot switch, it's like my guitar volume is rolling back. Essentially giving you like two channels or even two pedals if you want to think of it that way. For today's demo, I'll be using my 2013 Gibson Les Paul Traditional, and this has Sun Bear 59 PAF pickups. From there, we're running into the Universal Audio Apollo X6 and then into the Soft-Tube JMP 2203 amp plugin. All right, so in this first clip, we're going for something that I would honestly consider like a perfect tone. Obviously, that doesn't mean perfect for if you're doing, you know, like black metal or Swedish death metal or, you know, funk or something like that. But like for just a perfect rock distortion fuzz tone, this is it. So we're gonna max the level, we're gonna have the attack at noon, we're gonna have the pre at 1 o'clock, and then the frequency at noon. The first part of the clip, we're gonna have the pre-engage. So it's gonna be a little lower gain, very punchy, gorgeous sound. Like it's a perfect low gain distortion. Second half of the clip, we're gonna turn that off and it opens up the fuzz. Much hairier, really digs in, gets very thick and fuzzy. At the end of the chain will be the Mercury7 from Meris for a little bit of plate reverb. I love the way this pedal handles dissonant chords as well as like fast picking, lots of staccato stuff. There's no like sag or lag or anything like that. It's right there with you the whole time. Very responsive, just a rad sound. Enjoy. All right, next tone, thick, aggressive, almost doomy sounding fuzz. We're gonna have both the level and attack around 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock. We're going to have the frequency all the way up, and we're not gonna be using the pre-section here at all. So super thick, hairy fuzz, but it's not insane. It's never like spiraling out of control. You can push it a little harder, it gets a little noisier, a little more chaotic, but for the most part, it's going to stay very well contained. It's going to feel super natural. It's going to sound like a loud amp being driven really, really hard into fuzz. I really enjoyed the way it squishes here and the way the top end is almost like being forced out from the low end. Nothing gets lost. It sounds aggressive in that way. And last up, we're gonna go for a lower gain sound. So we're gonna max the level to add a little bit of push to the front end of the amp. We're gonna roll the attack all the way back. In the first section, we're gonna have the pre-engaged, and we're gonna have that maxed, and we're gonna have the frequency rolled back the whole time. And that will be paired with the tonal recall red knob from Chase Bliss for a little bit of delay. And once again, bringing back the Meris Mercury7 for a little bit of plate reverb after everything. So in the beginning, it's very acoustic sounding. It sounds like I've just rolled the volume back on a distortion pedal. So you don't lose presence or body. Like if you have a completely clean amp, you're gonna have less kind of push, or less presence. I don't mean that as top end. I mean just like presence in the room. Like it fills the room less. When you use even like a clean boost, you add in those qualities. You're increasing the frequencies, you're increasing the power and strength of that signal. We're basically going from like a clean boost to a dirty boost. But in both cases, I feel like the tonal characteristics of my guitar are intact. Such a gorgeous sound in the beginning, just like a tiny bit of breakup. And then when we turn that pre-switch off and we're accessing just like the fuzz sound without any attenuation, it's like a great low gain crunch. Being able to switch back and forth like this is kind of invaluable. And to have everything sound so good, you don't lose any characteristics. It's literally just less or more saturation, but the strength maintains and the level maintains, and you don't have to deal with, volume switches or pickup selecting. You can do it all with your feet. It's awesome. that's a wrap for the Ohm Bender from Freqscene Effects. This thing is almost too good. Great form factor, looks awesome, feels great in your hand and under your foot. Love the knob selection. This pre-section is just outstanding. I feel like this pedal is like as solid as it gets. If you are looking for that like quintessential classic vintage type of guitar sound, this will get you there no problem. It's tight, it's punchy, it can be aggressive, it can really clean up beautifully. This is just like it's a home run. This is a great pedal. If you dig it too, check out the links in the description below, as well as content for everything I'm doing, socials, my Bandcamp stuff. You want to be a member, you can join there. Just everything is down there. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you dig the content, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. That stuff helps the channel grow, which is something I want to do. So thanks again, and until next time, peace.